Can you dig it?
Sup, diggers? Sam Battlefield's here. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. This is a movie review, one of the first movie reviews I am going to do, because this one is fucking hilarious. Now, you are probably aware of Netflix's, let's call them progressiveness. They have a distinct bent towards, activism for want of a better word, the left wing or the left side, left-leaning people, that kind of thing. Definitely has a number of woke points, and I'm sure that the woke police are fairly happy. I mean, shit, it's got that absolutely terrible comedy special by Hannah Gadsby, and her latest one as well, which got glowing reviews from critics and not many other people. But being that it is this bastion of all things progressive, it really, really fucked with me. When I was able to sit through this movie the other night with my lovely girlfriend, and got to see just how far things have come with Netflix. So, let's just, I gotta ask this question, right? Firstly, there's a number of pornographic scenes, and that was soft porn, but there was actually, you could tell that something was getting, let's say, put in the mouth, put in the vagina, a variety of other things. Some of it was hilarious. There's a scene with, let's call it spit, that's hilarious. Look, if you've seen 50 Shades of Grey, I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it, never read the books. Obviously, I am aware of basic premise in that some billionaire teaches a chick about S&M. This is in that same genre. Some mafioso who is the boss, which they clearly didn't do too much research into the Mafia, because this particular boss is definitely not indicative of a Mafia boss, from all the things I understand, anyway. But the movie is softly pornographic. It's anti-consent, pro-gaslighting, sexually violent, Stockholm Syndrome inducing, yes, and promoting. And look, if I'm using the words problematic, if I'm using the words toxic, then obviously there's an issue, but I'm using them for a lack of character development. I'm using them for lack of anything resembling a decent plot, and of course, other than the exceptionally hilarious sex scenes, I'm talking about the acting as well. If you're a feminist and you're watching this and you don't find it incredibly misogynistic, then you are incorrect. This is the most misogynistic and anti-consent film that I can remember seeing, which obviously tries to be like, oh no, it's definitely. There's literally a scene, no joke. There is a scene where he has had her up against the wall. He tells her that he is going to keep her locked up in his house for 365 days to make her fall in love with him. He then grabs her tits as he's got her on the couch and says, I will never touch you without consent. The most gaslighted thing I've ever seen in my life. And I can't believe that this is on Netflix. Netflix, to me, seems to be one of those bastions of progressivity, I think that's a word, where, this has to be anti-fucking feminism. It has to be. So, there's a couple of hilarious moments in it, though. I do have to say, I legitimately cracked up so hard that I was in tears and asphyxiating, and not in a Michael Hutchins type of way. One of the sex scenes was hilarious, borderline fucking Team America World Police hilarious. Another one was when she, spoiler alert, falls off a boat. My god, it is fucking hilarious, beyond hilarious. It killed me. But yeah, look, I've taken some notes here. I just want to take you through just a couple of things, right? So, we open up, there's the guy, the second in command of the Mafia, and his either dad or, first in command. The first in command gets shot while the guy is perving on this chick on the beach, right? So, the chick that he's perving on, he fucking stalks the fuck out of her, finds everything he needs to know about this woman, fucking frames her boyfriend so that he's, drugged up and fucked another chick. He's taken photos of it. He then kidnaps her, pins her, this is when he pins her against the chair and says, hands all over her. And then he says, you've got 365 days locked up with me to fall in love. she witnesses him kill someone in his house, which is, again, like, just a complete lack of awareness of how any of this shit runs. But she witnesses him kill someone, and then he justifies it saying, it's child sex trafficker. Which, I mean, yeah, kill child sex traffickers. No, I'm good with that. But how it was done in front of her, it was just fucked up. He literally tells her he's going to Stockholm Syndrome her, then takes her shopping to a club, and then at the club or after the club, he ties her up and invites another chick in and makes her watch him get head from this other chick, and then while she's all fucking, strapped up, chained up and all this, threatens to rape her. And it was hilarious. Like, I don't mean to think that rape's hilarious. It was hilarious to me that this was allowed on Netflix. Like, not that I want it taken down, but it's like, you can't have woke points if you're pushing this as a way to, as a sexual fantasy. You can't then turn around and be like, no, but we are pro-consent. This entire fucking movie is anti-consent. So anyway, he threatens her with his rape. She's all like, please, no, don't. And then he just walks away and goes, we're going on a boat. They go on a boat. She falls off. I crack up again. And then they fuck. Then they go to a ball and meet her ex. And then they fuck again. And he tells her he loves her. Which is really fucked up. Oh, that bald head dude on the screen, that's the original boyfriend. And then she gets kidnapped here. Alright. Then she gets told to go home to Poland. So she goes home to Poland. She tells her friend that the devil moulded his dick and that he's, like, absolutely gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. And then finds out that the Mafia boss guy did that shit that I said before to her boyfriend, set him up. And when she confronts him, he basically says, shut the fuck up, and fucks her. And there's no, like, she's suddenly blonde. She's suddenly blonde, she's in Poland, he's suddenly in Poland, she's confronting him, and he says, basically, turns her around, shoves her up against the glass, spits on his hand, sticks it in, and goes to town on her. And then, like, the worst part about this, or the fucking hilarious part about this, is the next morning, or later on that evening, I can't remember, but she's got his shirt open, and she's noticed that he's got 2 fucking big-ass bruises here. Which, I'm not a fucking expert, but I would say that they were from gunshots while he was wearing a vest. This is my humble opinion as a person that knows nothing about that shit. She notices the bruises, and then tells him straight away she doesn't need the 365 days. Why? Because she already loves him. So, there's a whole heap of other shit that goes on that's just fucking... It's terrible. It's like, no plot, no meaning. He meets her parents, they're like, oh, what are your intentions with my daughter? And he jokingly says, evil. And they say, what do you do for a living? Like the first 2 questions that they ask, and he says gangster. And they're like, ha 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 ha, you are very funny. We should have a drink. And it's meant to play off like, ha ha ha, yeah, because he actually is. But it's terrible. A, because if your parents are like that, your parents are fucking, like, in a time warp, right? Anyway, they get back on the fuckboat. They fuck on the fuckboat from memory. And then she's trying to hook up with, like, oh, that's right. They're doing some sort of like a preparation for the wedding. She's not allowed to have even her family there because the family will find out that he actually is a gangster, which is just fucking retarded. She has one of her friends, like, she convinces Massimo to come to let her have her friend come over because it's like, oh, I need at least one friend. This friend that's on the screen right there, right? And she's over in fucking Sicily, I'm pretty sure. And he's like, well, as long as she's no louder than you. This chick, like, you can see on the screen, that's as loud as she gets the whole time. She is like a fucking church mouse the entire time. Because she's getting fucking choked, fucking smacked, raped, or borderline raped. She doesn't say, like, doesn't raise her, that's the loudest she gets, actually. But even that was fucking ridiculous. Because she's not fucking, like, 2 seconds earlier, the scene literally prior is him going, we're getting on a plane and going somewhere, and she goes, well, I suppose if I have to. And then it looks like she's struggling. It's just fucking retarded. I can't begin to tell you how absolutely fucking retarded this film is. Don't get me wrong, she's hot. She's hot as hell. And look, he is a good-looking fella. You don't get to see his junk, so you can't really tell if he is actually packing heat down there. But she says in the film that his dick is moulded by the devil, right? Anyway, I won't spoil the ending for you, because if you get to the end, the attempt at drama is laughable. And I mean, like, laugh out loud, you will fucking crack up. Anyway, this is Sam Battlefield. If you want to hear more of these, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and fucking subscribe! Much love. Peace.